So who can save Anansi now? It was Road Builder. Road Builder took his axe. Help me out. He said, huh,
Huh.
ha,
Ha.
huh,
Huh.
ha.
Ha.
Well, it's Long John.
Ha. Ha.
He's long gone.
Ha.
He's Long John. He.
Wrong song.
Oh yes, that was an old Chain Gang blues song.
Oh yeah.
So help me out. He said, huh,
Ha.
huh,
Ha.
huh, 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 ha, huh, ha, ha. So all the trees and vines were cut down. The children ran to the top of the mountain and they made it to the cliff only in time to see their father fall into the lake below yelling, help! And he splashed into the water where he was swallowed whole by a giant fish. Hello friends and welcome to Kids Corner. You know there are lots of ways that we can say hello to each other from around the world. For example, in Arabic they might say
Marhaba.
in French, they may say.
Salud.
In Spanish, they might say.
Hola.
In Latin, they may say.
Soe.
And in English, they may say.
Hello.
And in Italian, they might say.
Ciao.
But with Atumpan, the talking drums, whenever we welcome people, we use our signature welcome song that comes from the Yoruba people of Nigeria, West Africa. It's a song called Funwa.
So if you guys listen, you'll hear that Corey's playing one pattern on his do-noon drums, and I'm playing another pattern on my djembe drum. I'm playing happy, 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 bass, tone, bass, slap, bass, tone, bass, slap. So I'm gonna play the call to stop. Nice job, girls.
Now, LaQuita Marie, why don't we get some help to dance the Funwa dance along with our dancers?
All right, so you right there, you here, you right there. Yes, you right here. Come on forward, and you guys come on over to the side so that way you can help me pass out instruments first. So you guys come on over, yeah.
Now, the words to the song Funwa Alafia are in the Yoruba language of Nigeria, West Africa. Funwa means welcome. What does Funwa mean?
Welcome.
Alafia means good health and peace are our wishes for you. And then you say Ashe, Ashe, which means right on. Yep, word up. We're all glad to be here. So today when I sing Funwa Alafia, you all will sing back Ashe, Ashe.
To get more stories like these, get a past library card. Just go to blindguyandhiswife.com. Once you're there, just click on Past Library. You'll be taken right to the Past Library where you can enroll, and the first month is free.
Very good.
And if you have an instrument, instead of clapping, that's where you will strike your instrument. So if I pass out a shekere, which is a gourd or calabash with beads strung to the outside, you shake, shake, shake it. We also have a togo seed rattle, as well as some egg shakers. Please don't crack them, don't eat them, just shake them. So we have some shakers, there you are, take that basket. We also have here some djembe drums. I'm playing a djembe drum, a large one there. We have some smaller djembe drums. So if you get a djembe, you tap the top of it and the vibrations or the sound come from the bottom. So there's a basket of djembe drums for you. We also have loads of bells. Now we have some bells there. If you can hold a bell up, there's one. And then we also have two other bells here. These are agogo. So these are traditional West African bells. You tap them just like you would any other bell. So they're called agogo or ton ton san san. There you are. And hold those with one hand. There are 2 sticks. Jeffrey, come on up and help us pass out some of these instruments, please. You can pass out our kashishi. Now, a kashishi is simply a shaker, basket shaker made from elephant grass. You shake, shake, shake it, hold it with the fist, even if you get a big one or a small one. So there's a basket of kashishi, whole bag full there. And finally, we have some spinning drums. You know how to wash your hands. Put your hands right on the stick and rub it just as you're washing your hands, unless you get the one where you just give it a flick of the wrist and then you spin it that way. So there's a basket of spinning drums. We also have thumb pianos. Everyone out there, let me hear you say kalimba.
Kalimba.
You play it just as though you are playing a finger piano and texting or playing a video game. It's a little finger piano, and the box works as a resonance chamber or an amplifier. So kind of like a microphone, it makes that sound so much louder. Then we also have a basket of sakara drums, which you will also play with a stick. Make sure you have your hand off for open sound or on for a closed sound. So if you're playing happy, happy, you would play open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. And there we are. Mr. Corey, are we going to pass these out?
Not just yet. I want our friends out there to make us a promise.
Okay.
So raise what you think is your right hand and repeat after me. I promise
I promise
that I will not
that I will not
play any instruments
play any instruments
until the voice
until the voice
of the talking drums
of the talking drums
say it's time to play.
say it's time to play.
So if you agree to do that, say Ashe.
Ashe.
Let's pass out the instruments to our friends.
So I'll strap on my djembe drum here. If you notice, we've got lots of instruments going out there, and this drum here is going to tell you when to start. You guys are going to listen for that call. When you hear that call, it tells you to start, kind of like the 5, 6, 7, 8, hot coffee, chocolate tea. So when you hear hot coffee, chocolate tea, that's when you guys start playing your part of the rhythm, which is going to sound like happy, 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 happy. So whenever you hear that call, that's when you start to play. Let's practice one time.
Whenever we teach rhythms at Atumpan, we always use our say it, play it, and see it method. So first I want you to say the rhythm by saying happy, 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 happy.
Happy, 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 happy.
Happy, 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 happy.
Happy, 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 happy.
This time you're going to say it and play it. Here we go. Happy, 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 happy.
Nice job. Whenever you hear that call, hot coffee, chocolate tea tells you to start, and it tells you to stop.
So I will start with the song. I will sing Funwa Alafia. You will respond by saying Ashe, Ashe, and you will strike, shake, spin, or twist your instrument after you say Ashe, Ashe.
Got it.
If you're ready, say Ashe.
Ashe!
Funwa Alafia.
Ashe, Ashe!
Funwa Alafia. Ashe, Ashe. Funwa Alafia.
Ashe, Ashe!
Funwa Alafia.
Open arms. So we welcome with open arms again. And we turn. Before we do kind words and warm hearts. And then kind words and open hearts. So let's wave over here to you guys. Before we show we have no weapons,
not souvenirs. So at this time, we're going to ask our dancers to go out and collect our instruments so that we can continue along with today's story adventure.
All right, you guys, grab the baskets, go grab instruments until you pass them in. Play along with us. Nice job.
When I say I'll go, then you say
Amen.
When I say I'll go, then you say
Amen.
I'll go.
Amen.
I'll go.
Amen.
I'll go.
Amen.
It's story time. Get ready for Anansi the Spider and the Moon.
When you look into the night sky, you see lots of celestial bodies, the stars that make up the Milky Way galaxy, and the giant night light in the sky that we call the moon. How did the moon and stars get there? Well, we're going to tell you today how it's all thanks to a spider named Anansi. LaQuita Marie, you ready to help me tell the story with the music?
Sure, I'll back you up with a 6/8 rhythm.
Long ago in a land that we now know as Ghana, there once lived a spider named Anansi. And Anansi had 6 children. They all had different names that were based on the talents they were born with. The oldest was a girl named Sea Trouble, and she was called
Sea Trouble.
because she could
Sea Trouble.
coming from everywhere. Then there was a son named Road Builder, and he was called
Road Builder.
because he built roads by chopping down trees and vines with his mighty axe. There was a set of twins that came next, a boy named Water Drinker, and he was called
Water Drinker.
because he would drink back the floodwaters whenever they threatened the land. And then his sister, his twin sister, was named Fish Skinner, and she was called
Fish Skinner.
because she would clean the fish whenever the fishermen brought back a large catch for the village. There was a son who was a hunter. His name was Stone Thrower, and he was called
Stone Thrower.
because he threw stones to hunt for wild game instead of shooting a bow and arrow or throwing a spear. And finally was the baby girl, whose name was Cushy, and she was called Cushy because Cushy had a soft, pillowy back. One day, Anansi had to go on a journey and leave his family, and the journey took him over the mountain, where he was caught in a rock slide and was left dangling for his life from a cliff, yelling, "Help!
Help!
Text the words "the home team" to 757-231-3949 to get alerts and stay in the loop.
Sea Trouble heard it and said, "I see trouble." And she showed her brothers and sisters how to find the mountain road to lead to their father. But when they got to the mountain road, it was choked by trees and vines. So who could save Anansi now? It was Road Builder. Road Builder took his axe. Help me out. He said, "Huh,
Oh,
ha,
ha,
huh,
oh,
ha."
ha.
Well, it's Long John.
Ha, ha.
He's long gone. He's Long John. He.
Wrong song.
Oh yes, that was an old Chain Gang Blues song.
Oh yeah.
So help me out. He said, "Huh,
Ha,
huh,
ha.
huh, 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 ha, huh, ha, ha." So all the trees and vines were cut down. The children ran to the top of the mountain, and they made it to the cliff only in time to see their father fall into the lake below, yelling, "Help!" And he spit splashed into the water, where he was swallowed whole by a giant fish. Who could save Anansi now? Well, the first child was Water Drinker. Water Drinker ran to the lake and he drank it dry. And on the bottom was the fish flopping on the muddy lake bottom with Anansi inside yelling, "Mm, mm." Fish Skinner ran forward with her knife and cut the fish open, and Anansi crawled out free. The children were happy that they had saved their father, so happy that they forgot to look for trouble in the sky, because that's when a giant bird flew out of the air and scooped Anansi up and began to fly him away to the nest to feed to the baby birds.
Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about Rojava? Well, let me spill the beans. When you buy coffee from Rojava.com, you're not only getting a delicious brew, but you're also supporting amazing productions by Atumpan Edutainment like the Storytime you're enjoying right now.
Anansi cried, "Help!" But the children did not bring a bow and arrow nor a spear to knock the bird out of the sky. So who could help Anansi now? It was Stone Thrower. Stone Thrower picked up a rock. Omaha, 98, Buffalo, Blue Ox, Omaha. And he threw the stone. It hit the bird. And the bird let Anansi fall towards the earth yelling, "Help!" Who could save Anansi from a hard crash? Why, it was his daughter Cushy, because Cushy has a soft, pillowy back. Cushy began to run.
Boom, 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 boom.
I'm
Boom, 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 boom,
on the way,
boom, boom,
Daddy. And she dove on the ground, and Anansi landed on her shoulders with a soft plop. The children had saved their father, but it was dark, and at this time in the world, there was no light in the night sky. And the spider family did not have a torch nor a lantern to lead them home. So they fumbled and stumbled through the dark until a small ball of white light began to roll in front of them, and it led them all the way to their house. It stopped right in front of their home, and they all gathered around and said, "Ooh,
Ooh.
ah, wow."
Wow.
The light was so beautiful, and Anansi thought it would be a perfect gift for the child that did the most important thing to save his life. But who would that be? Anansi couldn't decide. And when parents can't decide something for their children, what do the children do? The children began to
Fight.
fight and fuss until Anansi shouted, "Silence! Each of you did something important to save my life. Because if one child had not done their job, the child after them could not have done their job. So to remind you to always work together as a team, I will give this light to you to share forever." So Anansi threw the ball of light into the air. And as it flew through the sky, it grew larger and larger, and so large until it almost began to crash back to the ground. But never fear, Mother Spider was near. Mother Spider spun a web and hung the ball of light in the sky. And it's there to this very day. When you look outside, you will see Anansi's ball of light in the night sky. It's called the moon. And the web around it became the stars that make up our Milky Way galaxy. And they're all there to remind us that teamwork makes the dream work. And that was the end of that.
Get ready to embark on a coffee-tastic journey with Rojava.com. Every sip you take supports Atumpan Edutainment in the mission of bringing you more incredible stories and entertainment.
Supreme sponsors, David and Christine Brooks. Supreme sponsor, Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden of Elizabeth City State University.
Supreme sponsor, Hampton Mosaic Festival. Supreme sponsor, Portsmouth Behavioral Healthcare Services. Supreme sponsor, Jamestown Settlement. Supreme sponsor, private school in Colorado. Supreme sponsor, Alternate Roots.
New member, Coach Mary Ma. New member, the J. Jordan.
You or your company can become a sponsor. Visit blindguyhiswife.com.